Hi, my name is Lexi, and today I will be guiding you through a short little mini sequence. And today we are going to be focusing in on the heart chakra. So our heart chakra is responsible for love and for compassion. And it's also symbolizes the here and now. So as we go through our practice today, we're going to focus on being here now and being present with ourselves. Present and compassionate, kind and loving to ourselves. So as we get ready to set up and start our practice, I invite you to come into a child's pose. So we can take our knees wide here, or we can bring our knees a little bit closer together, whatever works best for you in your practice today. And we'll sink our hips back, settling into our child's pose. And you can send your arms out in front of you, or you can stack your hands and make a little tabletop for your forehead. And we'll just begin to breathe here, settling into the space. We'll take a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, we'll let everything outside of this practice go for the next short period of time that we'll be here. And we'll take another inhale and exhale. And then we'll inhale, coming into a tabletop position. We're going to stack our hips directly over our knees and our shoulders directly over our wrists. And we will bring all four corners of the palms nice and firmly into the mat. We'll set up in our nice tabletop position. Now that all four of our legs of our table are nice and grounded, we'll begin to flatten out our back, our tabletop, by bringing our belly button to our spine, creating a nice line of energy from the crown of our head all the way through to our tailbone. And we'll take a deep inhale and exhale, settling in here. And then we'll begin moving through some dynamic cat-cows. So inhale, we're going to drop our belly, taking our gaze up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to round through our spine, taking our gaze towards the back of the room. Again, we'll inhale, dropping our belly, taking our gaze up towards the sky. And exhale, rounding through the spine. And we'll continue here for a few moments, syncing breath with movement, warming up our spine. And on our next exhale, we'll come back into a tabletop position, and we'll take our gaze towards our right thumb. And locking our gaze on our right thumb, we'll take our right hand out and send it up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, we'll send our right arm all the way through, coming into a thread the needle position. So settling onto our shoulder and our right ear. We can prop our left hand next to our face. We can prop it out like a kickstand in front of us. If it's in our practice, you can bring it all the way around into a little bind. Whatever works best for you today. And we'll just take a few breaths here in this posture, settling in. Focus on creating some space in the neck, maybe dropping the ear just a little bit more forward from the shoulder. And on our next inhale, we'll press into the left palm, unwinding, coming back into a tabletop position. And once we're in our tabletop, we'll tuck our back toes under it, sending our hips up towards the sky for a downward facing dog. Now, once you're in your down dog, you can walk your dog or wag your tail. Whatever feels good right now. And then we'll come to a nice, still downward facing dog, softening our shoulders away from our ears, sending the tailbone up towards the sky. And on an inhale, we'll send the right toes up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll bring our right foot all the way between our hands, dropping our left knee to the ground for a lunge, coming into a lunge position. Now from here, you can tuck your back left toes under, or you can keep them flat on the ground, whatever is better for you and your balance today. And we'll inhale our arms out and up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll just soften our shoulders away from our ears, pulling our belly button to our spine, setting a nice tight core up here. And on an inhale, we'll bring our arms out to cactus, opening our hearts, maybe inviting in a little baby back bend. And exhale, we'll reach our fingertips back up towards the sky. Inhaling our arms out into a cactus. And exhaling, reaching our arms back up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll drop our palms back to the mat. And we'll bring our right knee back to meet our left knee here. Now you can take a quick cat-cow here, just to reset the spine. And then we'll settle back into a tabletop position and send our gaze towards our left thumb. So on an inhale, we'll bring our left thumb out and up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll send it all the way through for a thread the needle on the left side. And again, here you can prop your right hand next to your face. You can send it out in front of you like a kickstand, or take it into a bind. Again, softening the ear away from the shoulder, creating space in the neck. And then on an inhale, we'll plant our right hand back on the mat, unwinding, coming back into a tabletop position. And again, we'll tuck our toes under and send our hips up for a downward facing dog. Walking our dog here again. And then coming into a still down dog. We'll send our left toes up towards the sky on an inhale, and as we exhale, we'll bring our left foot in between our hands. Again, you can tuck your right toes under for more stability, or you can leave them flat on the mat. And from here, we'll take an inhale, bring our arms out and up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll settle in, softening our shoulders away from our ears. On an inhale, we'll bring our arms into cactus arms, opening up the heart space. And exhale, we'll come back, reaching our fingertips towards the sky. And one more time, we'll inhale into cactus arm. And exhale, fingertips back towards the sky. And then we'll drop our palms back to frame our foot. And we will tuck under our right toes. And we'll send our left foot back to meet our right foot in a plank position. So in our plank here, well, we want to make sure that our shoulders are stacked or are nice and firm, and that we're not dumping our weight into our shoulders. And our belly button is nice and pulled to our spine. And we'll take an inhale. And as we exhale, we'll drop back to our knees and we'll come back into a child's pose. Taking a deep inhale and exhale, just resting here for a moment. And on an inhale, we'll crawl forward, coming all the way down onto our belly. And once we're here, we're gonna set up for a baby cobra position. So you can zip your thighs together, or if your lower back is a little bit more sensitive, you can take your feet a little bit wider, maybe the width of the mat, whatever works best for you in your practice today. And we want to tighten our core. And we'll keep our hands planted next to our armpits. And as we inhale, we'll raise our chest, floating our fingertips. And we'll exhale, coming back down to the mat. Inhaling, we'll come back into a baby cobra. And exhale, we'll come back down onto the mat. And one more time, we'll inhale into a baby cobra position. And exhale, we'll soften all the way back down to the floor. And we'll set up for a normal cobra here, just one. So we'll take our palms and plant them right next to our armpits again. And on an inhale, we'll press ourselves all the way up into a cobra position. Our palms are firmly planted onto the mat and our shoulders will be dropping away from our ears. We want to hug our elbows in towards our rib cage. And then as we exhale, we'll descend back towards the mat. And we'll come onto our right ear. And we'll let our arms drop towards our sides. And we'll just take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Letting that little baby back bend work its way back into your body. And then from here, we'll press back into a child's pose, just to counter our little back bend. Taking an inhale and an exhale. And from our child's pose, we'll press ourselves back up and we will flip over, coming all the way down onto our backs into a supine position. So from here, we're going to set up for a bridge posture. So planting our feet on the mat with our knees facing towards the sky. We don't want our heels to be too close to our glutes. We want to have a little bit of space, a little bit of room to play. And we also don't want to hyperextend the knee in this posture. So once we have our feet in a nice neutral position, we can plant our palms firmly onto the mat. And we'll tighten our core on an inhale, tucking our tailbone, sending our hips up towards the sky. As we exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, we'll drop our body back onto the mat. And we'll move through this with our own breath 2 more times. Inhaling your hips up towards the sky. And exhaling, allow your spine or your hips to descend vertebrae by vertebrae. And once more. And once our lower back, once our whole entire spine meets the ground again, I invite you to take any other posture that you may need before we set up for Savasana. So if you'd like to windshield your wiper your legs side to side, if you'd like to come into a happy baby, whatever you need right now, take a moment to take that posture before we set up for our resting posture. And once you feel ready, you can rock yourself up just enough to set up your space for Savasana. So, as we set up for Savasana, I invite you to use a pillow underneath your knees, just to take some tension off your lower back as we rest, and maybe even taking a blanket underneath your head. Whatever's going to make you nice and comfortable in your resting posture. And then we'll lay down and begin to relax. Your work is done. We are now in Savasana time. I invite you to let go of anything before or after this practice, or even during this practice. And just for these few moments, take time to let yourself be still and to be present. We'll take a deep inhale together, and we'll exhale, releasing anything else that is left that does not serve us. We are here, yogis. Savasana. Begin to bring awareness back to the space, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe even stretching your arms above your head like you're waking from a restful sleep. And once you're ready, roll to your favorite side, coming into a little embryo position or a fetal position. Resting here for a moment, we'll take an inhale and an exhale, feeling held, feeling grounded, and feeling here. When you're ready, we'll press ourselves up into a nice, comfortable, seated position on our mat. And we'll bring our hands to heart center. Thank you for being here and joining me and allowing me to guide you in your practice today. We'll close out this practice with one round of Om, the universal sound. It will bring us a little bit closer to ourselves and to everybody around us and seal in our practice. So we'll inhale, exhale to clear, and then we'll inhale and we'll Om on our exhale. So inhaling, exhaling to clear. And then we'll inhale.
Namaste.